everyone, it is Allison Fletcher. I am the Drunk Astrologer, and it's been a little bit since I did my last video. I don't know how October has been treating everyone else, but for me it's been pretty crazy. So I've been dealing with a lot of very unexpected things happening, just kind of like surprises. At one point at work, we actually completely lost power for a little bit, which was fun. So it's been kind of a little bit of a rough go recently, but it's been very interesting. One of the things that has been pretty hard is that I've really felt like a lot of the people that I've been around have been very self-centered recently. It's been very difficult to work with certain people because it's been like, well, I need this. Like, no, you don't. Like, you don't need to have this one thing. Like, you don't need it. You want it. And like, I got screamed and yelled at the one day because I asked someone to send an email explaining what they need. Well, I work in the medical field. You have to have everything in writing. But it was like, driving this week has been more difficult. Like, people want to be in their lane going their speed when they want to. Everyone I've been talking to has been talking about how much more frustrating it is to drive right now and all this stuff. So it's been hard to do a video because it's like by the time I get home and then I'm dealing with like new neighbors that are very self-centered, it's been difficult. But we have a new moon coming up tomorrow on the 8th. And I had a really interesting story I felt like I had to share. So I decided to finally kind of gather up the energy and let's get this video out there. So I wanted to start by kind of talking to people about this really weird thing that happened recently. So I work a Monday through Friday full-time job. And so I have to have my coffee before I go to work every morning, especially right now since I have new neighbors that have no concept at all that, like, it's an apartment. We share a wall. So, like, if you're playing loud music at 1:30 in the morning, I'm going to hear it and I'm not going to be able to sleep, and it's not going to make me very happy. It's been, yeah. So I needed my coffee. So my coffee maker is next to my fridge, and I have a couple bottles of tequila on top of the fridge. And I live in an old building, so things like move around a little bit more than normal, so I always make sure the tequila bottles are in the middle of the fridge. Like, I'm checking on that basically daily, like pushing the tequila bottles to make sure they're away from the edge. It's a small apartment too, so it's not like I have like other places to put them. But so I'm making my coffee, and a coffee maker is right next to the fridge. And I'm pouring the coffee creamer into the travel mug, and then I have the coffee in another coffee mug. I was going to pour that in next. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the tequila bottle swooshes down, knocks into the handle of the coffee mug, takes off the handle, comes over, knocks the coffee creamer and mug out of my hand, which of course coffee creamer goes everywhere. And then the bottle of tequila lands upright at my feet. This bottle of tequila lands like this at my feet. That could only happen to the Drunk Astrologer. Who else would that happen to? I was trying to figure out if the universe was telling me that I needed to add coffee to or tequila to my coffee, or I was trying to figure out if maybe the universe was trying to tell me, like, just skip the coffee altogether, go straight to the tequila. For a little bit I was a little scared that I had like accidentally summoned a like drunk Mexican ghost because I was using Mexican, like, Hispanic rap music to piss off my new neighbor. My new neighbor is a middle-aged white dude that wears the Make America Great hat. So that's my response to people that, like, when people in my town used to have Trump rallies, I used to drive by and turn up the Mexican rap music. Like, get upset, admit you're a racist. I don't care. Sorry to get political. But anyways, like, it's not even like a political thing. Like, if you're gonna upset me, I'm gonna do whatever I can to upset you without actually confronting you. And Mexican rap music is my go-to. So on that weird note, so it was just like the weirdest thing that ever happened. I ended up doing a psychic reading with my mentor. She's a trained psychic. She's really good. For me, I saw like a black figure like knocking it over, like when I looked at it, like with the sixth chakra, when I looked at it, I saw a black figure knocking the tequila bottle over. So I asked her to look into it. She said that there was an entity that was kind of hanging out over the apartment complex, and that it was hanging out with some like Day of the Dead energy and got like enough energy that could like knock it over. But I mean, that's really all he could do. Like, he really wasn't powerful or anything. So we did get rid of him. But it's just one of those things where it's like, only me. It would only happen to me. I got to work. I was so late because I was already running late when that had to happen. I had to clean up the coffee creamer. Ended up getting sick in the morning. Like, it just was like, I like ended up late, and I was just like talking to my boss, and I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, what happened? I was like, well, a ghost knocked the tequila bottle over. Because it's me, my boss was just like, okay. Like, only me. So I felt the need to share that story with you guys, because yeah. But like I said, the energy hasn't been easy. We have the new moon coming up tomorrow, October 8th. And yeah. The new moon is going to be in Libra. So we're really going to kind of be seeing an emphasis on relationships. And I also believe that we're really going to be seeing an emphasis on women. This new moon is very similar to the lunar eclipse in January that kind of happened around the same time as a lot of big things happened with the Me Too movement. So specifically in the United States, as a woman in the United States, I truly feel like yesterday my government told me that I don't matter. That because I was born who I was, that my rights, my voice, and my body are not as important as someone who was born with a penis. I do feel that way. Like, I do feel kind of very hurt. But I truly believe that once us women get over this hurt and it gets to anger, and I think that's going to happen on Monday, around the new moon, I think it's going to be a very interesting new moon for the women's movement with that Libra energy. You also have to remember it's squaring Pluto. So it's going to be intense. It's going to be a very intense energy. And it's going to be kind of secrets being revealed is a main theme that's going on right now. I did a political type post talking about the new moon and the women's movement. One of my big things that I've been talking about recently to people is I've been getting really frustrated at people that say, the world's just becoming such a dangerous place. Look at all these people, all these rapes that are happening, all these, you can't be a woman. How can, like, my coworkers don't seem to understand how I can walk around without a gun. Because it's such a scary place. People are getting shot, people are getting raped, people are getting murdered. No, they've been getting raped. We've been getting raped. People have been getting shot by the police. This is not a new thing. People have been getting shot. They've been getting murdered. This is not new. This has been happening since before we were born. This is not new. What is new is that people have finally been given ways to come out and discuss what is happening. We now have Twitter. We now have YouTube. We have all these things, so we can start saying, me too. Like, I've been a victim. And more people are going to be talking, and that is what is about to happen right now. Is we are going to be starting a new, I believe that this new moon is going to be a new start for a new discussion. I think guess what? The world's going to be getting scarier, because I truly believe more and more people are going to be stepping up and are going to be speaking out. There are going to be more secrets being revealed. Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, I think is just the beginning. And it's very important to know that they share an ascendant, and that degree is the exact degree where Venus went retrograde on Friday. So you have this new moon, you have Venus going retrograde. We are about to hit a crap ton of scorpionic energy. We are hitting the freaking underworld. We are hitting the abyss. On a very personal level, we are all about to have things dredged up. We are going to have to get over our past, and we are going to be forced to do it. We are going to have to get rid of old thought processes, of old programming. We are going to have to get rid of fears and concerns and baggage. That's what this Venus retrograde is about. It's going deep down inside of you and getting rid of that stuff. Like, it's about learning that, like, well, just because your ex did something doesn't mean that, like, just because your ex didn't like the fact that you made more money than him doesn't mean that you have to be with a man that makes more money than you. Like, that's a thought process people have. That's a programming thing. Well, because they didn't like it, because they got rid of you for that reason, you can't be in like no, we need to be getting rid of stuff. And it's going to be even deeper than that. Like, it's going to be more upsetting. It's going to be going through past traumas and deciding not to let past traumas affect the rest of our lives. And we are going to be healing. We are not going to be the same people we were when Venus was direct. I've been reading a lot of people talking about how, like, well, I don't know why everybody's so afraid. This thing happened to me, like Venus retrograde. Last time Venus retrograde was in Scorpio 8 years ago, and I've come so far. That's the point. Like, yeah, don't be afraid of it, but don't be afraid, but you might go through divorces, you might go through breakups, you might go through getting rid of crap. But this is all about a new start. Who we are going to be when Venus goes direct is not, and honestly, when it gets out of shadow, let's push it back further. When Venus gets out of shadow, we are not going to be us as we were on Thursday. And if we do this right, we are going to come out healed. We are going to come out better, stronger, and we are going to be able to go and do things with this healing and this energy. And 8 years from now, 10 years from now, we'll look back and we'll remember as the time that we started this whole thing new. We just have to work hard. You can't go and hide. I'm not even being given a chance to go and hide because I'm currently, like, the energy in my apartment from these goddamn flippin' neighbors is driving me upset, like driving me nuts. Like, turn your fucking music off at 10 o'clock. Be a upstanding citizen. So I'm personally being pushed out into the world to deal with my issues. So don't run and hide. Don't do it. Just go out there and let's face this brand new world that we're about to enter into, because I had notes here of what I wanted to talk about. I have no idea if I hit them or not because I just kind of went. So hopefully hopefully this video helps people or entertains people or doesn't just sound like me being a raging lunatic that's pissed off at their neighbors. Yeah, I don't know what else to say at this point. So I will admit I am much better at written words, so I do recommend liking me on Facebook and kind of reading my posts there. I don't normally get political. I know I've said some very political things this time. If you have a problem with that, I don't care. I actually have lost likes on Facebook because of my most recent post. I don't care. But yeah, like me on Facebook. I'm going to keep trying to do videos. So feel free to subscribe and like here. The more subscribers, the more likes, the more videos I do. Just because that's who I am. I have Leo Moon. I like attention. So yeah. Twitter. I also have a Twitter. The Drunk Astrologer. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a transformative and interesting new moon. Bye!